Welcome back to Living the Florida Lifestyle. This is the podcast where we break down what's really happening in Florida real estate using real data, local insight, and practical strategy for buyers and sellers. I'm Michael Baker. I'm with the Baker Global Team and REMAX Alliance Group based right here in Sarasota and Manatee Counties. Now, before we jump in, if you appreciate clear market insight without any of the hype or fear, hey, let's subscribe, like it, share it with your friends, and leave a comment. Tell me what topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes this year. Now, we've got a lot planned for 2026, and you're not going to want to miss it. Today's episode is important because the National Association of Realtors has officially labeled 2026 as the year of recovery. Now, let's talk about why they're saying that by looking at what the data is actually showing and how that recovery looks very different here in Florida, especially here in Sarasota and Manatee counties. Hey, let's get started. Well, it's winter here in Florida. And if you live in Sarasota or Manatee County, you already know that this is our season. While much of the country is dealing with snow, cold weather, and short days, we're enjoying beach walks, outdoor dining, farmers markets, we're golfing, boating, we got art and music festivals, and our restaurants. Now, the Sarasota Farmers Market is packed every Saturday. We've got Lakewood Ranch has got a farmers market, Bradenton's got a farmers market, and our snowbirds are back. You can tell by the traffic. Snowbirds are back. Our seasonal residents are settling in, and visitors who planned a short stay are starting to ask, hey, what's it going to look like to live here full time? Now, that lifestyle pull just not really just emotional, it's economic, and it plays directly into housing and our demand. Now, let's zoom out for just a moment. Florida's population is now exceeding 23.4 million people. The state added roughly 75,000 net new jobs over the past year. Unemployment sits around 4.2%, higher than the historic lows, but still very manageable. There are still over 400,000 open jobs statewide. Florida has welcomed nearly 143 million visitors who spent about $135 billion last year. Now, that tells us something important. Florida isn't slowing down, it's recalibrating and continuing to attract people who want to live here, work here, and invest here long term. Now, earlier this week, I attended a meeting with Dr. Lawrence Yun, the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, and his message was very clear. There is no hard data confirming a recession. Yes, consumer confidence has been shaken. Yes, the last few years have been difficult for housing, but the fundamentals remain solid. Jobs continue to grow. Wages are rising around 3 to 4% faster than inflation, which has eased below 3%. Housing wealth remains near record highs, and our mortgage delinquencies and foreclosures are still historically low. That's why the National Association of Realtors is calling 2026 the year of recovery. Not because housing is going to boom, but because the market is expected to re-engage with more movement, more transactions, and a healthier balance. Interest rates are a big reason the recovery narrative exists. As of mid-January, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate dropped to about 6.06%. Hey, that's the lowest level in more than 3 years. This time last year, rates were closer to 7%, and that difference matters. And buyers notice mortgage applications have jumped by roughly 30%. Now it tells us something critical. Buyers are not just, they didn't disappear. They were waiting. Rates moved from paralyzing to workable. Not cheap, but workable. Now, mortgage rates don't move in lockstep with the Federal Reserve. You remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about it with Scott Taylor about how Federal Reserve interest is not really controlling the mortgage department. That happens. Mortgage rates are influenced by inflation, expectations, treasury yields, federal debt, and global capital. We're not waiting for 4% rates. The recovery doesn't depend on perfection. It's going to depend on functionality. And 6% rates restore functionality. They allow buyers to re-engage, they allow sellers to move forward, and they're allowing builders to plan again. Hey, now let's talk about supply. Household growth is still happening, but most of the growth in homeowner households is coming from people 65 and older. Hey, they're living longer, they're aging in place, and they're staying in their homes far longer than previous generations. Hey, that's a major reason inventory hasn't flooded the market. At the same time, younger households are forming, but many are entering as renters first. Affordability delayed ownership. It didn't eliminate demand. Renters today are tomorrow's buyers waiting for the right conditions. But if we take a look a little bit around the state, the Florida housing market ended 2025 in a much healthier position. The median single family price is around $110,000 and it's trending slightly lower. Hey, we're not accelerating, it's not crashing. Single family sales are improving. Housing starts have slowed. Hey, the combination tells us the market is normalizing. It's definitely not overheating, but it's definitely not collapsing either. Stabilizing. That's a big word. Condos, though, on the market, that's a different story. Inventory is higher, nearly 9 months nationwide. That's where the price discovery is happening the fastest. Now, let's break down what's happening here in Sarasota and Manatee. First, let's look at what's going on in Sarasota and where the median sale price in December was $480,000. We had 672 homes sold, which is an increase by almost 24, a little over 24%. Now, our average days on market, 87, with about a 4.8 inventory, 4.8 months of inventory. That's down 26% from December a year ago. We moved that over into Manatee County, and we're average sale price on a home is up 0.6% at $476,000. We sold 596 homes, which was up 1.5% from December a year ago. We're averaging 82 days on market, which is up 10%. And we got a 4.5 months of availability, which is up 2.5%. Now we go at what we did that annually. Sarasota annually, when you look at single family homes for 2025 was up 9.3% over 2024. Now our condos was down 4.3% in 2025. Average sales price for the year is averaging out at 474,700, averaged out at 57 days on market and 4.7 months of inventory. Arizona's obviously we talked about 4.8. Well, $325,000 is the average median price for condos. 71 days on the market, which was up 18%, and 8.1 months of inventory. So our condo owners are suffering a little bit more than our single family owners. They're trying to get them sold. It's just the buyers are not jumping on the condo market. We move over to Manatee County. We had 7,521 closed sales in single family, which was up 0.5% over 2024. Our condo market was actually up 4% in Manatee County. 72 days on the market, $310,000 average sale price, 6.5 months of inventory. So our inventory in Manatee County is a little bit lower. Pricing is a little bit better, and they're moving. So, but single family is what's moving because we do have Lakewood Ranch, we do have North River, we have a lot more communities that are being built in the Manatee County area, and they're moving further east. That's really what's happening on our marketplace. Like I said, we're just trying to keep this market moving. When you're ready to sell, hey, let's talk because there are buyers out there. The buyers are going to have some leverage. This is not one market. Sarasota is not Manatee. Condos are not single family. Strategy is going to matter more than timing. And then when you're talking about new construction, hey, builder sentiment is cautious. The confidence index is in the high 30s. Hey, but builders aren't retreating. They're still building. They're just offering more incentives. They're adapting. Last year, new home starts declined. They declined about 7%. So builders are adjusted. About 40% are cutting prices. On average, cuts run about 5 to 6%. Even more, roughly 2/3 of builders are offering incentives, rate buydowns, closing cost credits, free upgrades, their appliance packages, because resale homes aren't just competing with other resales. Hey, they're competing with the brand new homes built around the corner. And with incentives built in, hey, that gives the builders a reason and a more competitive edge. That means if you're selling you're selling your home, you got to compete. Now, builders are also seeing a clear pattern, strong demand at the entry level. So we're getting a lot more of the lower priced entry level first time home buyer buildings going on. Strong demand is also at the higher end, the million plus, the resort communities. The middle of the market, the move up buyer has been squeezed. Rates, affordability, and demand. And that's why townhomes have definitely become, well, the go-to place. Smaller footprint, no, you don't have to take care of the yard, you don't take care of the building, it's all covered. Efficiency matters. This trend is especially visible here in Florida. If you drive through any of the communities, there's a whole lot of townhomes being built up in the communities where they're also building single-family homes. They're expecting what will happen. You move into your townhome, 3 to 5 years later, you build your family up. Hey, now it's time to move into a single-family home, and hey, guess what? Might be available in your neighborhood that you're already in. Just have to move a little bit, so you don't have to move as far. You keep your still friends. You keep your still their neighbors are kind of still the same. There's a lot of advantages for that. That's why the builders are doing it that way. A lot of great advantages to that. That's why we like the new builders. Now, not only just what's going on with our building community, but it's also policy headlines. You've probably seen headlines out of Washington with ideas like allowing buyers to tap in their 401k funds for down payments. They're trying to limit institutional buyers, supporting mortgage markets through bond purchases. Now, here's the key takeaway I'm seeing and I'm reading and listening to all this. Now, these policies, they're not going to change the market overnight. Most first time home buyers, they're not going to have a massive retirement balance. So, this is not a magic pill or a magic fix, but it's definitely sending a signal that affordability definitely matters. And the government sees it and they're talking about it. Down payments, there's plenty of assistance. There's plenty of down payment programs available here in Manatee County, Sarasota County, first time homebuyer programs, assistance if you're a first responder. There's all sorts of opportunities to be able to go out there and find a home and take advantage of the market. And policymakers are there. They see this, they understand, and they're working on that to try to help the housing demand. We're still 3 to 5 million homes short of what we need to have to be able to house all the people we've got looking for homes. And so basically, they're not constraining, they're not destroying the market. They're trying to find a way to help it, but get better. And that's leads to what Florida's trying to do. And Florida fits this year of the recovery narrative better than any other state. We got population growth, we got job creation, we've got visitor spending, we got visitors are constantly coming from not only here in the country, but from overseas. We're an international destination point. Lifestyle is great because we do have so much sunshine, improving consumer sentiment here. We have strong graduation rates. Our schools are getting better, large portions of protected land. So even though there's a lot of building going on, there's still a lot of green space. And these people coming here, they're looking for that Florida lifestyle. And these are long-term demand that drives our economy and our market. People just don't buy a home here. They're buying into our way of life. And that's why winter in Florida matters so much. Hey, this is when people experience it. And many decide that they're done waiting for it. They're moving here. So what does recovery look like in 2026? Not a frenzy. Hey, I don't think we're going to see a crash. If you scroll through YouTube, you scroll through any of the social media, I see them crash coming. What neighborhoods, what cities are going to crash next? I don't see that happening. We got more movement. We got more builders building. What we need to do is build the infrastructure and get that fixed. But that's happening. We've plenty of road construction going on everywhere. Buyers, make sure when you get here, you're prepared. Don't don't start looking and then, oh, we found a house. Now let's go find out we get approved. Get your ducks in the row. Make sure you're taken care of. Speak with a mortgage professional. Hey, like we've talked about in the past, your mortgage professional and your realtor is part of your team. You got to make sure that we're all ready for you when we move in and start looking for that house because there's plenty of opportunities that are existing. You can buy a brand new community or you can go find a fix and flip. Investors are here. Investors are taking advantage. I mean, I see every single day investor deals that are coming through. They bought the house, they fixed it up, and it's come out. So, and they're not just, we have lots of good standards here. They're not just putting a band-aid on it. They're building these homes nicely and they're fixing them up well. So you're going to be able to find some really good deals out there or between new construction or a rehab house and investors. If you want a list of some of the houses that are coming available, hey, reach out to me. I'm working with investors looking to pick up rental properties, looking forward to pick up fix and flips. You know what? We've got the list. I've been talking to people. I've been getting phone calls from people who want to sell. Either they're downsizing, mom and dad have passed away. The kids, it's not the house they want, but they need to move it out right away. So these are houses that are definitely come available. Let's talk because sellers are there. And sellers' pricing and presentation are definitely going to matter more than ever. Homes that align with what's going on in our market with reality, they're selling. Renters, don't forget about you. You're not late. You're ready, save money, plan what you want to do, make a plan and stick to it. It's never too early to start talking about, yeah, you want to buy a house. Understanding this market now puts you ahead when momentum is going to start building. Now, this is not a market you guess in. It's a market that when you understand it and you're thinking about and you're ready, hey, jump in. Selling, buying, or planning your next move. In Sarasota or Manatee County, we're here to help. When you're ready to do it, let's get talking. Let me help you understand the year of recovery, how it applies to your situation. And that's exactly what we want to do. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. We are Living the Florida Lifestyle. We're a podcast that comes out twice a month. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.